Luckily, I don't think we caught that part. But yeah, we're live.
What part?
Exactly. Session 22, Embers of the Phoenix. No tech issues today. And do you guys remember what you did
I mean,
last
I
time?
feel like that's pretty bold to say that.
Yeah.
Be careful.
Last time, we blew out the server, and so we didn't play. I remember it real clearly because
Last time we played, a lot happened.
So we got off the boat and we went to a park and we talked about our plans.
Mm-hmm.
We decided to look into the issue with the river and tried to kind of talk with people around town to find some stuff out. We tried some was fruit that we didn't have in Rachel, chimera or chimera's fang. But basically found out like town is basically dead until later in the day, the evening. Since there aren't many out-of-towners, Rusty was the shopkeeper. He tried to sell some goblin weapons like a horse chopper, ew. And some goblin food, also gross. We went to the market and bought some fish and distilled seawater for a very high price. Asked about the laborers, and then we found out we didn't need to do anything about the river because it's just basically protections in place related to the nearby prison. I got some kiwi juice, which was delicious. We decided to hang outside of town so that people wouldn't be suspicious. We didn't want to bring too much attention to ourselves. Wasp turned her water into wine, and we went back into town. We saw a lot of smoke. So when we rushed back, there were people screaming at trolls, and there was a goblin on top of the building telling the trolls to kill people. Got in combat, killed 3 of the trolls, stabilized the goblin, and there were a couple of injured and dead guards. Tried to heal them up, and then took the goblin and head out of town. Used a minor dream spell to try and convince the goblin that we're his friends, but didn't erase his memory. We learned that Thogar, a giant or troll, it sounds like, sent him. They were trying to steal fresh food and fish, and they didn't expect to come up against anyone like us. So Waz went and grabbed clothes for the goblins. It's Rizgold. Tried to go stay in an inn, but that didn't work out. But Rizgold said he knew where the politician Layla lives. So we tried to break in and it didn't work. But once we got a hold of her, we kind of gave her the whole spiel. She's mad about Rizgold being alive, but says that if we get her daughter out of prison and she wouldn't be a fugitive and we kill Rizgold, that she will agree to the deal about getting goods from not Rachel. Where's it from?
Alberta.
Alberta. Okay, that was it. Was agreed, but said that Rizgold will fight with us and we'll either kill him if he turns against us or he'll kind of die fighting with us. And Layla told us about an empty house where we can stay. We're not supposed to disturb anything. So I think we were heading over there to rest for the night.
Very good.
Rock solid recap as usual.
Yeah. So yeah, you guys.
They used to give you at work, Whitney. You get 2 rock stars for that, or something like that. You get a rock star.
Yeah, I still have those rock stars.
So yeah, you guys can head over to the empty house. Recently abandoned. There's still like furniture in here, but I mean empty in terms of people wise. Anything you guys want to get done tonight, or do you guys want to just kind of relax? Do you want to have any party conversations about what holds the future, what the plans are for the morning?
That'd be good to talk about the plans are, but I'm still annoyed about having this goblin with us.
Yeah, speaking of him, what are you doing with him? Is he just sleeping in one of the rooms, or is he anyone keeping an eye on him, or what's the deal with this goblin?
I feel like that's a question for the person who decided to keep the goblin with us.
Yeah, that is a question for me, isn't it?
Where I sleep? says in Goblin.
Make the goblin sound so cute, John.
So how many
Goblin's
rooms are there?
gross.
This house has 3 rooms. 1 main room for living, dining, and all that stuff, and 2 bedrooms.
Well, you're gonna be sleeping out here.
Okay. Kind of goes up to part of the carpeted living room area and just kind of shuffles around and just kind of lies down, head face up to the ceiling. Starts closing his eyes.
That's easy.
I'll whisper to you. You trust him just like that?
No,
Are you
but
guys,
you boss, right?
are you whispering this, or are you guys just saying?
I'm saying
Yeah,
that
no,
out
I
loud.
said this.
Okay.
I'm whispering.
He'll be fine. I'll keep an eye on him. Or something. So, do you want him not to remember that conversation?
Where we said we'd let him live.
Yeah.
I guess.
Okay.
You think you'll do better this time?
You guys should get some sleep.
You too?
Okay.
Does the rest of the party, do you head into one of the rooms, or?
Yep.
All right.
I don't need a room. I'll sleep out here with him, since I'm keeping an eye on.
Oh, so that means Zoo, you want your own room with Big, or?
Sure.
All right, luxury for you two, I guess. Osborne, you get your own room as well. You can go inside the room. They're just plain old bedrooms, nothing fancy. Looks like someone of like modest livings live here, but there are bed sheets on, and
Hey, I'll take it.
yeah.
I don't have to sleep outside, so
Mm-hmm.
I'm glad for that.
A Big will be way too big for this bed, so Zoo, you probably will take the bed, and Big will probably have to sleep on the floor, but it's, unless you want it the other way around, you could sleep on the floor and Big could take the bed.
I'm guessing Big isn't used to sleeping in like a nice people bed, but
Yeah,
Oh,
maybe you give him a little reward for all the things he's done for you. No, but you guys can get ready for bed unless there's anything you two want to do aside from what the other party members are going to do outside this room. No, maybe you guys are just tired. You just the events
I
of
would just
last.
be ready to sleep.
Yeah, you guys can get ready for bed. But what's going on outside the room?
That's what I'm thinking about here. um... So yeah, I do want to... I want to work at perfecting this a little bit, trying to get these things to be in a sort of awoken and unawoken state. So I want to like an awoken but like injured in a forgotten way state, or just keep them unconscious either way. So I think the plan is I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to... but I'm going to take a little bit more of a chance here and do this in close range, because the plan is I kind of want it to explode on both of us. So I want to like take the admixture for my bomb, and the plan is I'm just going to like sort of get it close. I'm going to get my hand ready, and I'm going to like uncork the bottle, and in the same motion kind of reach down and make it so that I'm able to touch the goblin just as I'm exploding the potion. That way there's no room for him to wake up, and the goal is to try to like move my hand so fast that as I'm touching him, also moving my hand over his mouth to keep him from screaming from the pain.
Okay.
So I know there's a lot to that. I have a reasonable sleight of hand.
Is this supposed to wipe his memory?
Yes. If he
But that
fails
would
a
also
save,
wipe yours.
huh?
I guess from the way you're describing it, I thought it would also wipe yours if it's gonna splash on you.
It could wipe my memory, yes.
Oh, okay.
But only from the last hour for me. It's been more than an hour since we talked to her. But actually, maybe this isn't a good idea. I don't have a huge will save. I wonder if there's another way I could do this.
Well, while you're thinking, and Zoo, you're getting all nice and comfy in bed, you kind of pull the covers over you, and as you kind of lay your head on this comfy pillow, I need you to give me a will save.
Oh, I do have a way to do this. Okay.
Oh,
Very good. Yeah, you feel like someone was trying to pierce the veil to take a peek at you, but you resist. Yeah, back outside. What's going on? What's the plan?
So the first thing I'm going to do is activate my targeted bomb admixture, which will make it so it will only affect the intended target.
No splash. Gotcha.
No
Okay.
splash. And so yeah, then I will plan to do the same thing. The plan is to drop the bomb onto him, and then quickly move my hand to his mouth as he starts to burn, and the healing effect should go off. And then I don't remember what we decided on. I'm able to do the bombs at a lower number of dice, right?
Why would you get a lower number dice? I remember we talked about it. I just remember why.
This is something that I want to do, but I would figure I can make less of the mixture. So the idea is that I learn how to make more of the mixture more stable as I go up in level, which is why the bombs get more powerful.
Yeah, that's fine.
So I'm just making it like I would have done earlier, but I still use the same amount. So this would ignore the bonus damage, but the int damage is going to be doubled because of the targeted.
Okay.
I have to put a bomb out here, so we'll drop it there. So just these, it would, yeah. So just it would technically be 14 plus what I roll, plus 3, so 13 points of damage from just the one die.
13 points of damage, holy shit.
Yeah. And then I nail him with the healing after that. And I try to put my hand over his mouth. So sleight of hand, I'm assuming.
Okay, and what? Ooh, nice. And what kind of saved it to resist? Will?
Will. DC is 20.
Okay.
Okay. So all the stuff. The goal was to make sure he didn't see any of the stuff around the town, because that would have been about the last hour. But he still knows that he's working with us, assuming he's still alive. Does he wake up in any of that?
Oh yeah, he'll wake up. Can I just get perception checks from the other members of the party? He'll let out like a quick little whimper, but you'll cover his mouth. But yeah, those perceptions aren't good enough. So yeah, he'll kind of go and kind of cover his mouth, and the effect goes off.
I'll whisper to him, "You have to be quiet. Somebody's outside and they tried to attack us. I got them to get away, but unfortunately you got hurt, but I healed you back up."
He'll kind of take out his dagger and sit up and go quiet.
I'll like go back towards the window and kind of like look out it a couple of times. It looks like they're gone though. I'll keep my eyes on things.
He kind of just has a look of bewilderment.
Do I hear these lies?
No.
I'm sleeping.
Zoo, you can probably make out some soft whispers from the other room, but you can't hear what they're saying. I don't know if you even care, but you're like
It's probably fine.
He'll kind of whisper out, "Should we wake others?
No, I'm good at this kind of thing.
What if they sneak in their room and kill them when we don't hear?"
They won't. I'll be able to hear them. I have good ears.
Okay. Kind of just like starts trembling a bit, clutching his dagger.
You should rest. I've taken good care of you so far. I won't let anything bad happen to you.
We need a bluff check there.
Sure. Give a bluff check.
I feel like it's warranted.
Yeah, he kind of looks like he's very hesitant, but you say the right thing, you convince him, you're a fellow goblin. He kind of nods and he sheaths his little dagger back in his side and nervously goes back to his same spot. Closes his eyes, but his hand kind of hovers over near his dagger.
Yeah, I'm aware of the consequences, but I am not going to sleep for the night. I'll plan to sleep on the boat when we depart.
Okay.
But I don't trust this goblin. I don't really trust anybody, though, so...
Yeah, you can stay vigilant and awake. And I believe you auto-become fatigued?
There's not technically rules around it, but I'm fine with the idea of being fatigued afterwards. I have rules that I'd done, but I couldn't find anything that says, like, if you stay awake, that is first party.
I thought we looked this up for the other game, but maybe I'm wrong.
If you found something else, that would be great, because...
Characters who do not get a full night's sleep may suffer the effect of fatigue. If a PC does not get at least 6 hours of sleep, she must make a DC 15 fortitude save or be fatigued. Okay.
Yeah, and if you look at that, I thought that was a... that is actually not first party.
It is from Pathfinder Adventure Path Carrion Crown.
Oh, okay.
Allegedly.
This is a whole different line of text than I saw. You used a phrase that mattered there. So yeah, then I will...
So just make a DC 15 fort save or
fort
be
save, alright.
fatigued. Ooh, alright, so you will be fatigued,
I am
which
very tired.
Which just incurs a minus
just like
1.
real life.
Just a -1, and if you do a second night, then it goes to exhaustion if you fail to save, but you'll be fine for now, it looks like.
Thank you for that.
Yeah, excellent. So I think there's a condition thing you can check on your character sheet that hopefully does it.
There is. Hopefully it works.
Yeah.
It turned on, so that seems to be successful.
All right. Rest of the party, you guys can all awaken the next morning. Yeah, and for you, the goblin just rests there. Eventually his hand will drop to the side and he completely passes out. And it'll be a normal night.
Yeah. In the morning, I'll let the two of them know once they wake up. All is good. Everything went as I intended.
I'm glad. You seem a little tired.
I'm very tired.
You didn't sleep at all, did you?
No. Why would I sleep? Too much going on.
The
When we get on the
goblin
boat, I'll take a nap.
springs up. I slept great!
That's
I bet you
good.
did.
Just for that unfortunate attack in the night, but now we're okay.
What?
Aldo was fine. I took care of it.
Yeah, Waz is good.
And
Wait,
I
what?
wink.
He protect
I
me.
wink to Osrin.
She protect me.
Next time, wake me up, okay?
That's I said that, boss. She said no.
Boss also said he needed a good night's sleep, so I wanted to keep that in mind. Hard when boss say one thing, boss say other thing.
He kind of looks
life
scared.
is complicated.
I'm not in trouble, right?
You're fine.
Huh.
Just relax.
Yes, sir. All right, what's the plan for today? Just the ship does not leave for another few days. So you guys have a few days you can just bum around town.
Fuck.
You can kind of stay. You can keep him cooped up in here so he's not like wandering around.
But
But
can we stay in this house for a few days, or was it just supposed to be overnight?
no. So the implication was whoever's house this was died in the attack last night, so it's permanently vacant until it's like resold or whatever, which won't happen for a while.
Family would come by or something.
Yeah. So if you guys just want to lay low, one person just goes out, gets some food, and comes back, and you guys are just bumming around. We can kind of skip time, unless there's anything you guys want to do.
No, I mean, I want to get some sleep, so I think that regardless, I'll say, well, you guys got him from here. I'm going to go take a nap.
Yeah, I think we would not want to call and do anything that would potentially call attention to ourselves. So I think just doing the bare minimum to get by until the ship comes.
Sure, you can kind of bum around and hide out. 3 days will pass. Are you doing this are you gonna sleep during the day and stay up at night to watch him? So you won't be, you won't have to make a save now. But if you do that, are you just kind of comfortable?
Yeah, I'll keep up the pattern of being up at night and then going to sleep during the first part of the morning.
Okay. So I guess that only matters for the day of the ship ride, because then you will have to make the save if you want to stay up during the day for the ship ride, or you kind of just getting on the ship, then immediately kind of go to sleep.
Yeah, the plan will be to find some place and then take it.
All right. If anything, yeah, if you want to stay up after you're on the ship, then I'll ask for a save. But if you're just gonna go,
why did my rest macro didn't do anything?
Oh
no, it did. It just didn't pop up in the chat. Never mind. We're fine.
Oh, weird. Then maybe they changed that, I guess.
Yeah.
Strange. But yeah. Anyone else want to get anything done over those 3 days or do anything specific? Or are you guys just kind of waiting for the ship?
Yeah, I think I'll pretty much just be waiting, I guess. If my room is big enough with the door closed, I would just kind of,
Sure.
do some sword practice.
Over one of the nights, I think I would try to slip the dagger off of the goblin.
Okay.
And I want to I would also have needed to. Could I have slipped out and got some alcohol from that store?
Yeah.
Okay. So I would. What I'm wanting to do is use truth in wine.
I'm just reading the skill check needed to lift a small object from a person is a DC 20 sleight of hand.
All right, that should be easy enough. As long as I don't roll shit bad. I didn't. Okay.
Nice. So yeah, what are you doing this? The last night?
I'm going to do this. I think the very next night I will do this.
Okay.
So I need to remember exactly. Per day, you concentrate for a minute on an item. During it, you receive flashes of insight. After 1 minute, you attempt a DC 15 appraise check to decipher the visions. You gain one piece of information about the historical significance or the last previous owner, such as a glimpse of the last owner's appearance or its emotion. Oh no, it's just when they last used the item. Well, no, because they haven't really used the dagger in quite a while. So yeah, I think I would be curious as to, this would give me some background into other things the goblin has done. So what I want to see is if what's the last time that they used the dagger and whether or not there's something important that I can glean from that. Maybe they used it and this boss person that they have, forget his name now, because I don't have the correct notes up.
What is this ability you're using? Can you put it in chat just so I can...
Yeah, I threw truth and wine in there, and then the rules for psychometry are... I'll throw them up here too. Oh god, why did it do that way? I don't like that.
Okay, so once per day you can concentrate for 1 minute while in physical contact with the item. For 1 minute you can tend to DC 15 and 2 to decipher the visions.
To have used.
Alright, so yeah, I guess we're gonna... Oh, and you get a +2 on your praise check from the wine. Gotcha.
Yep. So then, here is the appraise.
Nice. So that means you get 2 pieces of information because you beat it by 10.
Correct.
Excellent. Alright, give me 2 D100s.
Nice. Okay. One.
Zoo. I don't know if you have Zoo selected or something.
Oh, I didn't think I did, but I guess I do. I accidentally dragged the mouse over.
Not all goblins are the same, Steve. Yeah, your first reading. You decipher some visions here. You flash the insight into nature and ownership. Such as a glimpse of the last owner's appearance or its emotional state when his last used item. Okay, so you're gonna get 2 emotional states. Your first check was really good, so you're gonna get yeah, so you're gonna get an emotional. Well, do you just get an emotional state, or do I give you anything else determined by the GM? Okay.
It's the success is you gain 1 piece of information about the historical significance.
And you're doing this on his dagger, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I'm kind of go ahead. You can.
Yeah, so you'll get the sense that this is not an important item to him, but yeah, you'll get the most emotional state he's ever been in with it, and it'll be a time when he's in this like. Let me put a different set of music on. This is too joyous. Do I have a good one? We'll just go with this one. Yeah, so you get this like flash of a scene of like maybe 10 to 15 goblins. They're in this like pit, and they're all like fighting, and it's like a brutal like death match kind of thing. Like a lot of them are bloodied, and you're kind of like in his POV. He has this like dagger, and he's just like stabbing one. And I'm not going to go too gruesome, but it's a very gruesome affair. As he's like looking around, there are several larger creatures around the pit that he doesn't. It's kind of like you're getting his peripheral vision. You get an emotional state of like distress, adrenaline, fear, and hatred flowing through this goblin as he mows down or chops through these other goblins. He gets seriously injured as well, but he ends up being the last goblin standing. And that's kind of like where that emotional state will kind of fall through. And then the natural one on the D100, you get, you're not sure when this is, but you get an emotional state of panic, anguish, and kind of surrender, I guess, if you want to call it that. You get another POV, and he's in like this cage with these other 4 or 5 goblins, and they're all they're all just trying to he has the dagger that he somehow snuck into this with him, and he's trying to pick the lock on the outside without any avail. Those are kind of the two.
Cage situation sort of remind me of. Well, I guess I don't know about that. Okay, so.
But out of character, it would have,
Yeah. So I will keep these things in mind then for later, and I'll try to put the dagger right back where it belongs. Oh, that was close.
Okay, yeah, you can place the dagger back.
And then, yeah, that's the only real, I think, significant thing I had during this time period.
Okay. Then the day of the ship, supposedly coming to pick up all the laborers and people here that were visiting to help.
I don't like how you started with supposedly, John.
You guys can drape him in a cloak or conceal him in whatever ways you want and head out to the docks awaiting the ship, if that's the plan.
Yeah. Beforehand on this particular day, I'm going to make a couple of different potions. Normally, I just make my healing concoctions, but I'm going to make 3 extracts of monkey fish, and I'm going to hand each of them one of these potions, or one of these things. And essentially, I'll explain, so if anything happens to the boat, this will allow you to gain the ability to swim really easy. It'll make your hands a little bit more webbed, so you'll be able to push water away. It also makes them a little bit sticky, so you can also stick to surfaces. But only use it when you need it. It only lasts for a few minutes.
Thanks. I hope we don't need it.
But yeah, the ship arrives right on time, and a lot of people have formed in line, and you guys can make your way back on board. Is there anything out of the ordinary, or can I just kind of assume you guys are just going on board? You want to go below deck, or you want to stay above deck? What do you guys want to do? Or you kind of have to. A lot of the civilians, if you're not a rower, you kind of pick a spot that you want to. I mean, we said it was a day and a night travel, right? So. Yeah. You kind of want to pick a spot if you want to sleep, or if you want to.
Yeah, I'll try to find a spot obviously below decks where stuff is pretty stable, and then crawl myself up onto one of the boxes or something like that. And before I rest, I'm going to drink an extract of ablative barrier.
You said it was called monkey fish? I'm not
monkey
finding
fish.
It in the compendium.
Oh, I found it okay. Here.
It's just... Oh, wait. Is it not an item? Is that the
It's
issue?
not an item. No, it's not a potion. It's an extract. I have the ability to share my extracts
Is it
with
under
other people.
Spells, then?
Yes, it would be under spells.
Okay. That's fine. How do you use an extract?
You just drink it like a potion.
Oh. So what makes it not a potion?
The fact that whenever I change what I'm learning for the day, they go inert.
As mentioned, you guys will be taking your ship ride kind of like that. So yeah, you guys kind of set sail. You pick a nice spot. Waz, you can crawl up on something and sleep. Try to get a full day's rest while you guys are traveling. What about the rest of you? You guys gonna just keep yourselves on the ship, or you want to roam around the ship or anything?
Keep quiet.
Keep quiet. Keep to yourselves.
Yep, I'm just ready to get back.
All right, yeah, the full day of ship sailing. Actually, someone roll me a D100. See if anything interesting happens on the ship.
I did the last one.
I already said I'll do it.
Oh, okay.
Ooh.
Fuck. We're dead.
About a few hours into your voyage, the ship will suddenly jerk. So when I say jerk, it's kind of like you have the feeling of it like bobbing a little bit left and right from the waves, and then suddenly you kind of like jerked forward. Zaz, if you were like on a barrel or something, you'll kind of like tumble off.
Fall to the ground, yeah.
Yeah, many people are kind of like shoved down to the floor because it was like kind of an unexpected, like they must have like either dropped the anchor immediately or they hit something. Something unexpected has happened and the ship is kind of like pulled to a halt almost.
What was that?
A lot of people down here are civilians and stuff, and kind of like murmuring and panic shouts start happening, just like, oh, what's going on? Like people are just kind of like freaking out, kind of, but no like answers are coming immediately. Do you guys have anything you want to do immediately, or?
I would probably go to the upper deck to see if there's anything I can do, see if I can find out what's going on.
Yeah, so you kind of...
We're not actual stowaways on here, right?
No, you're not.
Okay.
Yeah, is the rest of the party following, or are you just kind of letting Osrin...
Yeah, I will certainly follow.
Zoo as well? Yeah, okay. So all three of you start heading towards the stairs to go up deck, and you'll notice as you get close, there are a few people already there who are kind of like on the... There's kind of like a grate that can be closed over the top, and it's closed, and people are kind of like clawing at the holes, like trying to open it up, and someone will you'll as you approach it to see what's going on, you'll hear someone from above who's starting to, I guess, throw a sheet over it and says, quiet, we're being boarded! And he just like throws the sheet over top, and the people will retract their hands and they retreat from the stairs. Do you guys approach there, or do you want to...
I mean, so it looks, I'm guessing, like the grate that came down is something we couldn't get through?
You will know it is not locked. It's just kind of closed. So you could just like lift it up if you wanted. You get the opinion that a lot of the people you're assumed to be down here are like civilians and vulnerable people, so they're trying to like hide you.
I'll try to convince them that we should be able to move towards the front to be next to the grate in case anything bad happens.
People are, once they hear being boarded, people scatter from the stairs. Yeah, they just run. They start to like hide behind things. But if someone were to come down here, there's a lot of people in here. They would be able to find you. But
yeah,
they're like immediately. They make way.
I want to get as close to the grate as I can, and I want to just kind of stay silent. And if one of the more perceptive members of the party wants to do so as well, that would be helpful.
Sure.
Well, I mean, I guess Zoo is better. You should probably do it, Zoo, if you're willing to. Wait, what's your perception? I forget.
I have a plus 14 to perception.
Yeah, you're better.
Yeah, all three of you can kind of get down low on the stairs, listen under the blanketed grate. Ooh. Yeah, Osrin, you hear a foreign harsh tongue. You don't... Oh, let me look at your languages.
Really, it's pirates, John. Pirates of the...
Don't metagame my song tracks.
I mean, you said the ship is being boarded. Even without the song, that means pirates.
Hush. Let me just double check.
What do the voices sound like besides foreign? Like, do they sound English?
It's a yar. For some reason, they're singing a sea shanty about pillaging.
Oh my God, let the GM tell us what's happening.
Yeah, so you kind of can pick out every like third or fourth word. It's common, but it sounds foreign to you. You've heard a Maldonian accent before. It's not Maldonian. It's something foreign. It sounds more exotic. But you can kind of, like, it's similar. It's kind of like Latin and Italian and French. They all share, like, a root language. You can kind of, like, understand, like, he says, like, get away from there or something like that. But it's, like, a harsh language, and it's kind of like a, over there. Like, it sounds like a weird kind of common, but...
Like, they're, like, screaming.
Yeah, someone's clearly, like, harshly directing people, and there's... Apparently, like, you can hear footsteps on the top of the deck moving around and stuff. What would you like to do?
Here.
Doesn't sound great. Sounds like they're not from here, but it's a little similar. I can only understand a little bit of what's happening, but I don't know, it sounds like they're telling the people on the upper deck, like, what to do, and they don't sound super happy.
That doesn't sound good. Maybe we should go check it out. I'll say as I drink an extract.
What are you drinking?
Oh, this will make me a little bit tougher in case things go wrong.
Yeah, I think I don't want to get in the middle of this, but I think we probably should try and find out what's going on and see if we can help.
Well, it seems like we don't have much of a choice.
Yeah, what do you guys want to do?
Making sure I've prepped everything I want to.
We wouldn't be endangering the people down here, would we?
I mean, if whatever up there is, if it is like something bad, then they're already in danger, aren't they?
You guys are talking in common, right?
Yeah.
One of the other people around will hear and come up to you and say, Don't go up there. You'll give us all away. They tried to hide us. Get away from there.
And what if it's something dangerous that's board of the boat?
They'll hopefully just... all the people that have anything of worth are up there. They'll probably just rob them and take off. But if you let them know that there's people down here, they'll probably want to steal from us too.
We'll be quiet about it.
What are you trying to do? Stealthily, lift the thing up?
Stealthily, yeah, go through.
Yeah, if you start lifting it up, he'll want to scream out to tell you to stop, but he knows that will give everyone away for sure. So he just kind of, and he just runs to try to hide behind like a barrel.
Wait, if I get another 20, automatically kill all the pirates?
This is
right?
not
That's not
a hasty production.
Amazing!
No, you actually automatically get invisibility.
And then I'll try to slip out behind her, or behind him.
I guess I'm going last.
Alright.
Probably just leave for right now, Big down there. And then let him out if it is a big problem.
If it is a big problem.
Ba-dunch. Got him. Other people tell him, but I got him.
Wow, you guys all
John.
rolled really well with...
They can't perceptify us.
Maybe. I have to do some math.
John, quit using your hacked ass NPCs with their 55 to perception.
No. Alright, you guys somehow... Well, hold on. You said you're leaving Big down there for just the three of you have come up?
Just the three of
Okay.
us.
So the entrance is over here.
Are we also leaving Risgold down there, then?
Yes, because he's not as sneaky.
Okay, I'm just setting up this map. You kind of pull the sheet back and lift the grate up somehow, quietly as heck. And you guys, all three of you, can kind of squeeze out through. And I'll bring you to a map.
Oh, this looks no bueno.
You can clearly see that the people with the swords are the boarders, and a lot of these people without weapons are the rowers slash deckhands, whoever were up here. They've been kind of pushed into a corner, surrounded by these guys, and this one guy over here is kind of clearly making the... he's clearly in charge. He's got a nice little feathered hat. He's pointing, and he's the guy you heard yelling Osrin. And they seem to have not either acknowledged you or noticed you yet.
Like
and
there
you guys
were
would be kind of
seven
like
of
here.
them
This
with
square
swords?
here is the thing that you came out of. Sorry, 1 second. Just want to make sure before people start moving. This is the area you kind of come out of. So you're like,
Probably
you've
looks
lifted
like
it
a
up.
pirate ship over there.
What's that?
I said that definitely looks like a pirate ship.
Yeah, you do see another ship that is alongside the ship. I guess we'll just go into initiative for now.
But then I started blasting.
What?
I'll just give you guys into initiative, so you guys can declare
I
your
believe
actions.
the origins are from It's Always Sunny.
Did I get everyone? 1, 2, 3. I missed one.
They don't need to roll in, John.
Yeah, I'm just getting them in so that they're there whenever they become aware of you, if ever.
Never. They're
Never.
gonna become aware. They're just gonna auto die, John.
Gotcha.
Thanks. I'm glad you're letting us do that.
All right, Big, you are behind the 3 party members who are stepping on out. Anything your Big wants to do, or is he delaying until some zoo, I guess, maybe?
He's just going to delay until he gets an order from Zoo.
Okay,
He moved to like in the water, so I remember he's not
sure. He's
in
not.
combat yet.
Yeah, not in play. All right. These guys kind of... This guy kind of starts going through the pockets of these people. You see him pulling out like some pouches of gold and just like stuffing it into his tunic or whatever. The captain or whoever's in charge over here starts yelling out, and again, you only pick out every 3rd or 4th word. You kind of get the gist of he's ordering his men to sack them and like rob them and take all their valuables. Zoo, what would you like to do?
I'm guessing the plan is to attack them.
Well, we can try to sneak up and get surprise on them. That would be my suggestion.
How do I get surprised with a bow?
That you're just gonna want to position yourself until we get as close as we can. Then.
Okay, so position myself and then wait.
Yeah.
Every 30 feet you want to move, you want to roll me a stealth check. And that will be your full move unless you want to move half move and no penalty. Or if you want to move your full movement with a penalty to your stealth.
I think I was planning on moving.
Probably
like,
actually just
here.
go a little out of the way. Although, are these things up here? Are these things we can hide behind?
They are benches that are maybe 2 feet off the ground, if that,
Okay.
so not really.
Gotcha.
You can kind of like duck really low behind them, but there's like it's like a bench, so the bottom out is cleared out, so...
And yeah, we're probably not going to be able to do a lot of sneaking. So maybe just take a shot on the captain. Move in a position and take a shot on the captain.
Can't do anything.
How do I move the map again?
Oh, sorry.
It's paused. Oh, you can right click and drag to move the map.
Oh, it's just because it was paused. It must be.
Yeah.
There. And then I'll take aim at the captain. And go pew pew. What? Why does it say I have no ammo?
Did you select an ammunition?
I'm like going into the ammo slot and it just says none. Is the only bar I see.
Guess you ran out. Damn.
No, she's
No.
got tons of ammunition.
I'm kidding. I don't think that's the case.
Let me check your character sheet. What's going on here? Inventory. Ammunition. Maybe this messed up because I tried to make it default in ammunition for you, but let me just double check. What's going on here? You said ammunition subtype. Oh, it need to be selected. You use arrows. There we go. It should be corrected now.
Oh, weird.
Try now.
There we go. Yeah. And I just get the
Yeah, you moved, so you just get the one shot.
pew.
Ooh.
Is to kill?
No, but that is a nice hit, and now they, of course, will be aware of your presence as you pierce right into him. He shouts out as an arrow plunges into his chest and points in your direction as the pirates all turn in your direction. Anything else from you, Zoo?
I think that's it for right now.
Alright, mechanically they will be given a surprise round because they didn't beat you got a surprise round. So Ozrin.
So I'm gonna, let's see.
So this is a surprise round, so you only can do a movement or a standard.
Partial charge.
Or a partial charge, if you wish.
Yep.
Can I do a partial charge?
Sure. Who did you want to charge?
The closest one to me, I guess, is this person.
I mean, he was meant to be behind this thing a bit, but I'll say it's fine. Yeah, you can charge him. He'll be over here.
You can give him cover. But he'd still... I don't think he's as wide as that thing, right?
No. Alright, yeah. Give me an attack with a charge attack. Or we can just add it afterwards. +2 to hit. Unless you have anything that makes it better.
It's not a power attack, it's a charge.
You would
attack.
choose if you're power attacking.
Oh, I don't know what a power
You just turn on power attack if you want a power attack. And it will... Your attack roll will be lower, but you'll deal more damage.
Sorry, I was just trying to figure out how to do the charge attack.
Oh, I don't know if there is. Is there a button for that, John?
There's not a button,
Okay,
but
we'll
you
just add
can...
it.
Yeah, you can
Yeah.
you just type... You can,
+2.
Yeah, you just add it. But that will be... Because he's flat-footed, that's definitely a hit. And
Stand down, get off our ship.
they
That
look
was
at you.
convincing, right?
Is that in common or goblin?
I would say it in common because it didn't sound like they were speaking goblin.
Yeah, so as you kind of rush out and rapier attack this guy, he kind of looks at you as you say that and says, "How the body then?" Was.
Yeah, I have no idea what that is.
None of those languages. That's not undercommon, right? By any chance?
No, it's clearly a different dialect of common.
Just making sure.
And you should be full health, right? For some reason, your token's showing lower health.
I actually have I'm overhealed. I have 17 points of temp hit points, so that bar is not damaged.
Oh, it's I see. It's so your buffer. Got it.
Yep.
Interesting.
Yeah, I was wondering.
That
I was
must be
like,
new.
why
I don't think it's done that
not full?
before. It's a new thing, I think.
Let's see here. A little less I can do in the moment without inadvertently blowing up passengers.
Oh, that's generally something that should be avoided.
Yeah, I don't know how much I care.
True.
So I think instead what I'll do is I'll 5, 10, 15, 20... move to one of these benches is my action for the round.
All right. These guys are surprised. Big is awaiting orders. Any orders shouted down to him?
Might as well bring him up.
Yeah, I'll call up Big.
All right. What do you want him to do? He kind of rears his head on the dock.
Can you charge at the guy off?
No. There's too many things in the way. He's too big.
Oh no, Big is too big.
He can move on the right side though of here and ready for anything that comes into range. So stand on the other side of.
Like,
Yep.
And he's
I'm
readying
ready.
a bite or a claw attack.
does he have a claw attack?
Or he doesn't have
Just a
claws
bite.
yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Just bite.
Just bite. So he ready to bite. Gotcha. For what? For anyone who comes in range, or?
For any of the like threatening people that come in range.
Okay, so not if this guy charges you. You don't care.
I mean, if it charges, it'll bite anyone that comes in a range.
Well, the wolf doesn't have reach, right? Does it?
Does the knight have? We don't know that the boss has reach, John.
No, no, I'm just saying because I thought you specified you only wanted any of these guys to trigger the ready. I just want to make sure like any enemy basically is what your trigger. The trigger is.
Yeah, enemy that gets in range.
Gotcha.
I think very specifically that's with animal companions. The ready option is limited. I think it's you just set it to generic things unless there's something hyper specific. You can specify that somehow the animal will know better.
Yeah, that's fine.
I was just saying threatening so you couldn't get me on like a passenger walking by.
Sorry, I thought I heard you say like the red guys or something, and I was like, what?
Oh no.
All right, this guy will trigger the ready to attack as he comes on over to attack this dog.
Mean. Get off my dog.
That one unfortunately will miss. And he will target the dog with his sword.
You gotta hide there, AC John.
Oh, misses, I guess.
Got him. Some people tell him, but you got him.
This guy will
Run like a coward little pirate he is.
He will pull out his crossbow and take aim for next turn. Zoo. You can still target him, he just has cover from standing behind his guy.
I mean, I might as well, right?
It's up to
Or
you.
should I focus on the other guys? I'll keep going after him, it's fine. Just do mini shot, right?
You can do many and rapid shot.
Oh, okay.
They are both stackable. Many shot as part of a standard act as part of an attack on your first attack, and rapid shot is just a bonus attack.
Oh. So, see how good your cover is.
Oh! Well, he's definitely hit on that first attack. Don't think he's crit on, but
I'm just reading something, sorry, 1 second. So first attack, you're throwing it at the guy. He deflects it away.
oh fuck you, John, using my own shit.
So I think the many
Pirate
shot
shit.
is a separate. No, it's the same attack roll. So
It's
that
the same attack, but it's a separate arrow. Oh, it does say one attack though, doesn't it, for many shot or for deflect
well, let's
arrows?
read many shot. Many shot. When making a full attack, your first attack fires 2 arrows. Both arrows hit. So, deflect arrows says you may have at least one hand free to use this feat once per round. When you normally be hit with an attack from a ranged weapon, you may deflect it, so you take no damage from it. You must be aware of it and not flat-footed, which is why you couldn't use it last time. Don't need to deflect a ranged attack, doesn't count as an action.
I think it could deflect both of them. I think that's reasonable. It just like waves its hand as both the arrows are coming into range. And gets them both.
Well, I think the second arrow does hit. I think it just
Okay.
4 damage. He'll take it. And then the 16 is a miss. 34 is definitely a hit for 3 damage.
I don't like this, Whitney. He weakened one of your abilities.
You mean Michelle?
No, Whitney. Whitney has deflect arrows. as
Oh,
well.
I didn't even know. Has that even been used yet?
No, it has not come up yet. You haven't given us an opportunity, John.
Well, the crossbow's coming out.
Yep.
Anything else from Zoo?
There was another attack that hit there too. There was a 34.
I applied it, yeah.
Oh, okay. Sorry, I did not see it.
This guy also has his crossbow out. He already had it out. And who can he see? Can't really see Osrin because you're behind the thing. But he can see this big-ass dog that's pretty much probably so he's going to have to shoot the dog. It's in the way of everything. Fire.
How rude.
Oh, another miss. By 1 again. Wow. This guy will 5-foot step over and attack the doggo.
Yes, bunch up. That's what I want.
Oh my god, another miss by 1.
Nice. Good stuff.
Yeah, they're always
I
so
like these guys.
disappointed.
Wow.
You guys are trash.
You will not hit my dog.
This guy will provoke an AO walking through his friend here to get through here.
Bless you.
AO from me.
Yep. But then he will also incur an attack from the dog to get here.
Ooh.
That will hit. That will hit too, goddamn.
Getting pierced and slashed.
You look extra wearing coming over here.
Oh. This is like a new option that's happening to me. Applying to not targeted tokens.
I don't have this buff.
Is this correct? Yes, I think so. Okay. Alright, all that was for the flank, so he will now flank you, Osrin. With a mighty 20, which will miss. Osrin.
I'm gonna turn on my rage and my defensive fighting. And Steven, I can never remember which of my animal.
You don't need the animal right now, so I would go with your full attack because no pheromone arrows have come out. Instead, you want to go fight defensively because that will allow you to completely deflect an attack that hits.
I have fight defensively and rage on.
Okay, that's what
I
you
will
want
do a
right
full
now.
attack at the one I first attacked.
I don't see your rage buff on you, but I'll trust you if it's on.
Oh, weird. I had clicked it and then I
Yeah.
guess I clicked it off.
Also, I need to change your fighting defensively to a bigger bonus.
So that attack did not include my rage. Do you want me to re-roll it?
Does your rage give you to hit or just damage?
It's to every. It's a.
All right, let's just pretend that didn't
It's a
happen.
plus.
Go, go.
It's a bonus to. It's a bonus to dexterity, is what it is.
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's
cool.
already there.
Oh, well, it looks very similar to what just happened anyway. Okay, so this is against this guy. Are you attacking the guy right in front of you?
Yes.
All right, so that I gotta check his AC again. Yeah, that's a hit there.
Need to add context notes to your thing. +4 to AC against.
And that'll bring him down with the second attack.
Oh, damn.
Was.
Yeah, Waz is going to take a 5-foot step this way, and then try to bomb the guy back here. I'll put my little bomb target out.
Mm-hmm.
Try to bomb right here.
So you're targeting like someone or no? You're just trying to hit.
This guy in the center is the guy that I'm targeting.
Gotcha. So he will make a reflex save from the.
Yep. And the others as well to try to reflex to not take splash damage, if I remember right. I always forget. Stupid bomb roll for splash damage.
The main guy you hit though doesn't does he reflex from the splash as well or no? Right, he just takes the.
No, it's a regular hit against.
Right,
it.
so he just takes the
He instead would make a fort save to try to not lose memory of this incident for the next hour. Okay, so he's fine on that.
Okay, so he just takes the full 18 or 16 damage.
And he is sickened for one. Oh, he also has to make a. Ooh, I've got a lot of things going on this whole. Oh yeah, because he's drunk. So he needs to also make a fortitude save against sickened.
Okay.
Ooh, he got that as well. Damn. Oh, so close.
Is it reflex negates the splash?
I think it's reflex negates. I'm trying to pull up the bomb. But it, like
Info
the text
says
of my
reflex
bombs-
half.
Okay.
I'll just go off that. So one guy takes half, one guy takes full splash. And that's 11 damage. So he takes full, he takes half.
Oh yeah, splash damage is reflex for half. Okay.
Solid hit. That was nasty. Oh wait, this was fire. Kind of rolling out on a wooden ship.
Yep.
But it's magical fire, kind of goes out instantly, right?
Well, it hit the person, so the amount of fire that would.
But the
land
splash
around
fire. Oh wait, what's the splash
Sure.
damage? Yeah.
It is splash damage.
Yeah. Okay, the ship's fine. Nothing catches fire. Anything else from Waz?
I think that's really it. So yeah.
After that, bomb will be thrown out. Some curses and pointing will be gone. And you, Waz? This guy will move.
Yeah, I forgot to prep something before he came up here. Oh well.
He will incur an attack of opportunity
don't die for
from
it.
the dog.
Does the dog
Unless
have
it have
combat reflexes?
Yeah, if it has combat reflexes.
I don't think it does. That would be a feat, but I don't think we gave it combat reflexes. So yeah, nope.
This guy will
No
come
AO.
up and strike the bomb thrower. If they
Nope,
miss,
not like that. It won't.
Oh my god.
I mean, pirate is cursed. It's in his name.
Big. Oh, thanks for reminding me that. I forgot about their curse.
Here, puppy.
Big will turn, go after the one that's, attacking was.
Okay. That will hit. Ouch. Anything else?
I think that is all right now.
This guy will keep on the pupper. Oops. Should not have targeted both of you. But there's a 24 that will hit the pupper, I think.
Lame.
This guy will move over here and take a shot at the bomb thrower too. You'll have cover because you are behind people. Oh my god, I forgot to untarget the dog. But that 16 will miss, fires into the sea. Zoo.
It's over here.
Zoo's gonna keep on after the dude with the funny hat.
Okay.
Let's get another 4 arrows.
First one gets smacked away as usual. He will take the second mini shot though, 3 damage. The 27, oh my gosh, will hit. The 33, damn, will hit. These arrows starts plunging into him and he looks very injured.
Fireball, you should spend your time attacking.
Anything else to do? Is that it for you?
Yeah.
This guy's turn. He will move over here and he will take a shot at the bomb thrower as well. The miss.
What arrows?
I'll just move him over here. This guy will take a 5-foot step here. And we'll try to engage Osrin. With a terrible miss.
Terrible. I mean, that's only down by 10.
Terrible. These guys suck.
You made them.
I didn't make them. This guy will go. He will try to see if he can land a blow. If not, there's going to be some morale checks being made. Oh, yeah. These guys are not happy about this. Osrin, your turn.
All right.
He will 5-foot step this way.
Okay, I'm going to attack the one that's right.
There's 2 near you. Which one? North or south?
Not the one who just attacked me, the one before that. So, the
Okay.
one north, west.
Sure.
Oh!
Yeah, something strange happens. It looks like you should have beheaded this guy. But as your sword like goes for his head, he just like instinctively like ducks or bobs out of the way and your sword just misses. And you were like confident that should have like took his head clean off his shoulders. He felt something unnaturally happened to do that. But your second attack will land.
Fuck this curse shit, John. I remember this from one of your other games.
Reminded you, huh?
What's that?
Yeah.
You're welcome for reminding you that they
Yes, thank you. As I forgot they
Did
were
you
cursed.
actually not remember?
I did not remember what they're cursed did. No.
Damn it.
Was.
I didn't realize it meant anything.
Yeah. Waz is rather annoyed knowing the risks that bombing the boat can have. So is gonna. Hold on, what's range increment on these? 20 feet. So I can. It's 2 penalties is the most you can take. You can take, right? That's your maximum
For what?
for a ranged weapon.
What do you mean? Oh, increments?
It's 2 range increments.
I actually don't know what the limit is, but that sounds right to me.
I thought it was.
A thrown weapon has a maximum range of 5 range increments. Isn't that just a bomb? 5 range increments? So you just get a -2 for every increment?
Yeah, five range increments is okay. So I can. This would be a -4 to try this. I would have to 5-foot step back, so it'd actually be more than that, wouldn't it? So from here.
What's your range? 15 feet or
20 feet. It's 20
feet.
feet on a bomb. Let me make sure I didn't take the thing that gives me enhanced distance. I don't think I did though. Got precise. Oh no, I took. Did I get it with splash weapon mastery? Nope, doesn't actually count as far shot. Okay. So I think then... I will... Oops, wrong thing. I'm gonna take a step back this way. They're now spread out in a way that I can't really do much about. And I will... fuck it. Oh, no, because if I miss... I've got some control over if I miss. Yeah, fuck it. I feel like this is what Waz wants to do. So Waz is going to try to hit the person in front of the captain. That's -4.
Already in there, or
permits.
Or
It's not already in there.
Oh,
No.
okay.
I forgot that I could do it. Well, when I hit the bombs, it doesn't give me my screen in the middle. It just gives me the icon.
So yeah, that's against their touch AC, so definitely does hit him for sure.
Yeah, and that's the guy in front, not the captain will take his splash. And then the main guy, the guy hit needs to make a pair of fortitude saves. One for sickened and one for memory loss.
Guy hit, what saves is he gonna make?
Fortitude saves. One for sickened, one for memory loss. Okay, succeeds that, fails that. So he'll lose his memory if he falls unconscious within the hour.
Yeah, the captain fails to move out of the way and falls.
Oh no,
to
it's the
ground.
same. It's the same check. Never mind. It's only one fortitude save. I'm misreading it. So he succeeds against it.
So the captain falls to the ground from the splashed fire. The ship makes a saving throw as well. Ooh, a little bit of fire starts on the ship around the captain as well. This guy makes the withdraw action and jumps into the water. I'm not sure if you guys are going to take pot shots at him. I'll leave him on the screen for now, in case you want to shoot at him. Big, you want to go for the swim, or you want to take out the guys next to him?
Let's go for the one I can reach that's on Ozrin.
Okay.
No.
Ooh. Was it this one you were going for?
Yeah.
Yikes. Collapses to the ground.
I'm also going to shout, Riz, we need you up here during my turn.
Oh, on the way! He yells back.
You say?
This guy will take...
Riz,
well,
our goblin friend.
yeah, the
I know
wolf.
what did say. I thought John.
He said he'll be on his way.
Oh.
He's on the way.
Big can take an attack of opportunity as this guy runs and jumps onto the lines connecting the boats and starts zip-lining across to the other boat. Oh!
Maybe he doesn't. Looks like that trip's going to hit.
Oh my god, yeah, he tries to get away, but he's trip prone as he takes a step away from the pupper. Conditions. Where is prone? Prone. Zoo. There's a guy bobbing in the water, and it looks like they're in retreat from the last view you saw.
You knock out that one in front, we can ask him some questions in front of the captain.
Alright. I'm gonna take some blunt arrows.
You're gonna go for non-lethal?
Yeah.
So -4s.
Do the blunt arrows already calculate that in?
No.
So we'll just take 4 away from the rolls.
Oh.
Or I think you can put it on the thing, right? There's the...
You can, but you don't have to do it if you don't want to.
Which slot would that be in?
So there's like a thing that says like attack roll bonus, and if you like click into it, it gives you a bunch of examples. So I think there's even a preset one that says non-lethal that you can just click, and it adds a -4. But you can literally type in whatever you want there as well.
-4. But
Oof. Not some of your better rolls.
First one will still hit.
in my defense, I have a -4 to all of them. So.
Yep.
The 10 will miss. The 23 will hit. And, oh, that's the last one. Unfortunate. He's close, but he stands. He will push these people aside and slide zipline. That'll be his full turn, though.
That's some bullshit.
This guy will take the attack of opportunity if you're going to take it, and try to zipline across as well.
Get him, Osrin.
But he will likely die if you hit.
And I.
That is just enough to take him down, unfortunately. As he turns his back to you, and you slice him down. He collapses on the floor.
What he gets for avoiding that crit.
Osrin.
Do I need to step up to hit the one that's on the whatever this?
The ground.
Yeah, you can 5-foot step up to hit that guy on the ground, or you can dive in the water. You'd have to 5-foot step over here. There's one guy in the water.
Because that's a mast. You can't move to the... Stop trying to get us to dive in the water, John.
Ooh.
Oh, is he gonna crit evade this with this stupid curse
I think
shit?
it's only a natural 20. Let me read.
Good. Better be.
Any creature within 10 feet who confirms a critical hit actually misses as if rolling a natural 1.
Fuck you,
Alright,
John.
so unfortunately that first one will completely miss. Again, he's on the floor. This should be an easy hit. You're like, this is going right through this guy's neck. And you just like, something like makes you like just jerk to the side. But your second attack is definitely a solid hit.
It's the bullshit seas. That's what's happening here. I'm gonna race forward since I started the fire. It was definitely only recently burning. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40. And I'm not an expert at this part. So yeah, I just rush up. I don't know how to put out a fire. I just know how to make them. It's what I was calling for Riz for.
That movement was just your move though, right? Or was it your full move?
That was more than my full move.
Okay,
I
so
took
yeah,
40
you
feet of
can.
movement.
Yeah, you can spend the rest of your movement kind of just like stomping the ground near the fire, trying to put it out. It's
Yep.
just a small flame. It's easily being put out with your stomps.
Okay.
This guy will like submerge under the water, out of sight.
Drown.
Big. You want to finish off your prey in his clutches? He's like, your mouth is like biting on his leg still.
Yeah, why not?
All right, take him
No,
out.
no.
Ooh, yeah, that'll take him down.
Carriage.
Zoo. There's only one enemy left on the opposing ship. He seems to be
he's on the other ship.
Yeah, he's like getting ready to cut the things that are tying the boats together.
Well, you at least can shoot.
Worth going after?
I mean, you can shoot him from here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
There is like a little height differential, but it probably won't affect you if you're taking a full shot. You'll probably be able to hit him with one of them.
Do we still want to try and knock him out or just kill him?
No, while he's on the other boat, just try to kill him.
Okay.
Yeah.
So I only.
And
We're not going back down to the boat to fucking bring him back up. Screw that.
Cool. Perish.
oh, yeah, one of those arrows. Well, any of the first shot kind of just. He's like getting ready to cut the lines, and he looks over, an arrow just kind of goes through his throat, and he kind of flops to the ground. And why don't we take a quick break as he falls to the
Okay.
ground?
To me.
We're back. The party has slain these onboarding pirates. What do you guys want to do?
They're not slain yet. Where's that captain? Oh, there he is. So I would not have let the captain move from there. I would have come up.
Sure.
And first try to heal check on him. To see if he's still alive.
Yeah, still breathing.
Okay.
But bleeding.
Then I am going to...
Although you could have stabilized them with that check, which you can do.
Yeah. I'm going to do my... heal and first I need to mix up a targeted admixture, so that I will do that first. So take it away from this. And do this. So that'll let me hit only him with the bomb, and then I will do my... I'll try to do my bomb and heal thing with a cure moderate. So I'll heal him first so he's conscious. And then hit him with the bomb. Just him, no splash damage. But I'm doing the less... I guess I hit him with a mod, so I'll hit him with the full thing.
Hit him with the full thing?
Yeah. So I heal him for the 13, and then I hit him with the bomb. Hopefully he doesn't die.
Which is the 16?
Yeah.
Ugh.
And then he takes a fortitude... He needs to make a fortitude save. What I'm going for is just to get him to...
Well, he falls
lose his memories from
unconscious
the last
again.
hour. Right, he still makes the fortitude save.
Gotcha.
So. And then I will... then I'll heal him back up. Or I'll leave him down for the moment. And I'll say, okay, we need to get the bodies of his crew off of here.
Yeah,
And we need to get the boat moving.
Ship,
yeah, the
or
people.
you want them in the water?
Get the body. I don't care where they go. They just need to be off here. We got a story to sell this guy.
Oh. Okay.
Yeah, the crew
Were the
kind
rest of
of.
the people who were on the crew like just standing and watching this happen?
Well, yeah, they were scared and they were corralled to the corner and they were just watching the fight unfold. But now that the enemies are slain, they'll kind of look over. Who are you people?
It's not important. We just happen to be in the right place at the right time. What's important right now is these bodies need to get either locked away way down below if you have some kind of holding thing you can put them in. Otherwise, they need to go out in the water. They don't belong here. And they won't stay unconscious for long, I'm sure.
Yeah, they're pirates, so these crew members start getting these bodies and start throwing them overboard.
I will help.
While they're doing that, I am going to firebomb the other ship.
Jesus.
So I'm going to just start throwing bombs at the other ship until it catches fire.
Yeah, give me a perception check.
Oh yeah, no problem. I'll do that. I had the bomb already in my hand, so.
Yeah, with that perception, you see this guy like hanging on to the bottom of the ladder. He's like still like half in the water, like just hanging on the ladder. And yeah, you start chucking bombs, burning the ship.
Yep. Does it catch fire with the first one, or how many do I need to throw?
Let's see. First one, not much catches fire. Second one, a little fire starts.
We want a good fire going.
Oh yeah, the ship starts catching fire. Must have caught some loose bottle of ammunition or something. There's like a small...
Two. I'll give it one more good bomb here.
Yeah, the ship, there's like a small pop and like a small explosion underneath the deck or something. And the ship starts like shaking and like starts slowly getting submerged.
Right, let's get this ship a-moving. Don't want to catch that. Think of it like a disease we don't want.
Yeah, they start... well, one of them, I guess they start getting back in their positions, but one goes... the captain of the ship, a dwarf, kind of walking up. What are you doing with the captain?
We're gonna make him think his crew mutinied.
And then what?
And they threw him overboard. And he can either stick with us, or he can die at sea.
Kind of
A
squints
life
at
in
you.
jail is probably better than a life underwater. But maybe, I don't know. There's this guy, I think his name is like Dave Jonesfield or something like that. They like to join.
And who exactly are you to be making these decisions? I'll decide what to do. I'm the captain of this ship.
I'm sorry. Did you kill him? Did you take him down?
Who the heck are you then? Why should I
You can
listen
call
to you?
me. You can call me Waz.
Waz. He kind of strokes his beard. Doesn't know who you are. You're a citizen of Rachel?
I'm a citizen of the country of. God damn it. Not. Well, I keep wanting to say RA4, but that's not the correct city, or that's not the correct country. Not Arcadia. God damn it! Too many A names. Argarthia. I'm a citizen of Argarthia.
Looks at you a little perplexed. Well, I don't know who you are, but I'm in charge here, so step aside.
Sir? You got it, Captain?
He'll bark orders at one of his ship crew to go get the manacles, so he will return shortly and they'll manacle this guy.
He's not going to remember that he attacked the ship. You know that, right? Or maybe
I
you
don't
just
care.
understand.
He'll face justice when we get back to Rachel for piracy.
All right, your choice.
And they take this guy below deck. And what about the rest of you? Who are you? What kind
If you're
of...
going to keep barking orders here, by the way, I think next time the boat gets ransacked, you're not going to have a boat. Got it?
Is that a threat? He turns to you.
No, it's just I'm not going to do my job. I don't see the reason that I should be helping you if you're not willing to work with us.
He looks at the rest of you. What are your names? You're muted, Whitney.
It's just funny that the captain isn't even responding to that. Osrin.
Osrin. And what about you? He looks to you, Zoo. You're muted as well. Speak up, you goblins!
You.
And then your goblin friend will kind of finally get to the top of the deck here. I'm here helping!
Oh, wait.
Oh!
All done, dude.
Oh. The captain will kind of note you and he says, we'll deal with this when we get back. I don't remember having any strong warriors on board.
Yeah, because you take an itemized inventory of every person and all their skill sets when they get on, don't you?
Why
do.
just Let it go.
We were supposed to
I mean,
be...
it's his choice if he wants the queen to find out about this.
Oh yes, she
Glad
definitely
we're
will be
able
finding
to
out about this.
Help resolve the situation.
Will
And I
she?
go back down
That
ship.
you've been funding an underground slave organization?
What? I've done no such thing.
You just move workers in and out who are underpaid back and forth to a city.
I don't know what you think this
And claim you're
is.
sending good shipments.
I don't know what you think this is, but I'm under direct orders from the queen herself. I have to report this pirate attack and unexpected people on board that were not supposed to be here.
You have to.
Yes, of course.
Oh. Okay then.
I don't cause any
With that,
much.
Captain.
I don't cause any more trouble down there.
I won't cause any more trouble that you'll hear about.
Oh. He whispers to someone over here and points at you. And then it goes back to helming the ship.
Are the captain's quarters somewhere obvious?
Yes.
All right. Are they like on the deck of the ship, or are they below deck?
Yeah, the thing is not super accurate, but yeah, there is like an upper deck here, and then so when it goes up, there's like a room underneath it, which is his quarters, clearly.
Okay.
These people are rowing the ship up here. But yeah, you guys can go back down below board if you want.
Yep.
This guy you'll see is below deck with you guys. He just kind of has him in a corner, and he manacles him and is watching over him. But yeah, you guys have another like 6 or 7 hours on route as it starts to get late.
There's probably not going to be another time to sleep, right?
I mean, you could sleep again if you want.
No, I mean, like, the captain's not likely to go to bed, but is the captain likely to, I don't know, go take lunch break or something like that?
Well, this just happened all during the day, so in the evening, either he's staying up all night or someone else takes the night shift, so perhaps he will be going to sleep. I don't know. You'd have to ask or find out.
I mean, that's super suspicious if I start asking, like, hey, what's the captain's schedule like?
Yes. Yes, it is. Perhaps you should just leave him alone, because this is not productive.
I don't know if you remember this or not, but we're on a kind of secret mission. And if he's going to announce to the queen that we've all been on this boat, that's going to be a bit of a problem. I can give him the old burn-a-roo, and he'll forget everything about what we just did. If I can catch him, right?
Yeah, why did you need to argue with him to be able to do that, though?
Well, he was already going to turn us in either way.
So the arguing was just for fun, then?
The arguing was in the hope that maybe, just maybe, he actually was up to something, and I could catch him in it. A lot of neat stuff down here. I'll bet there's something here he's not supposed to have. If only there were people with good eyes that could snoop around here and get an idea for something that might not be above board.
Fine.
Yeah, so you're looking through like just the random inventory that they have down here.
Yeah, just poking around, just taking my time, seeing if anything looks unusual.
Yeah, you both could take the 2 minutes to take 20 and scour the bottom part of the deck, bottom part of the ship here, and look at all the goods and stuff like that and see if you can find anything unusual. All the inventory here does seem normal. Nothing seems out of the ordinary, but you do notice during your little perusing here these wet footprints that kind of lead somewhere.
Oh, yep. He got back on our ship. We took too long to set off.
Do you want to follow them, or?
Yep.
Sure. He was not concealing himself super well. You can follow these wet footprints into one of the corners of the ship that these boxes and barrels have been kind of shifted clearly. And you can easily just kind of like move them away, and then you see a wet, drenched sailor looking at you, surprised. Yes. And he kind of looks at you just, he kind of raises his hands to you.
Anybody got manacles?
You just like say that loudly.
Yep.
You say that, people like look around. One of the guys comes, the shipwright or whatever comes running over. Oh, another one! And the guy's like raising his hands. He's disarmed himself, and the guy kind of like grabs him by the collar and brings him up deck. You can follow if you want, but
Nope.
You gotta get better at discussing these things.
What did you want to do with them?
Use him to threaten the captain?
How?
The pirate gets out on deck, starts attacking him, holds a knife to his throat. Then we refuse to help the captain unless the captain keeps his clap shut. Very simple stuff.
I mean, we help him, and then what's the incentive after we help him for him to not tell when the threat is gone? That doesn't make any sense.
The threat isn't gone. We're still on the boat. He doesn't keep his word. He won't be sailing again.
You could do that without the pirate, though.
I needed him to know that we mean business.
Mm-hmm.
You know what? I've had enough. Stay
You
sucks.
want to rest?
Probably should get the rest of it. I look forward to being failures in this mission tomorrow morning.
Great attitude. See ya.
I mean, so much for a stealth mission, right?
I mean, what, were we just not gonna help?
I mean, I'm kind of regretting it now. This is what tends to happen when I help humans.
Alright, see ya.
Grumble stupid fucking humans as I walk away.
Riz kind of looks up at you,
after-
Ozrin, and says, "Want me to take care of him, boss? Or want me to take care of her, boss?
No.
She give you attitude.
Yes.
Back home, if I do that, I get
Back
whippings.
home is not here.
Oh, you don't want me whip her?
No.
Okay. She not learn. She'd be more, give you more attitude next time.
I'll deal with her.
I know what that means. He grins and laughs to himself. Anything else you guys want to do?
Go ask Azazu. So, how do you think it's going with this new party leader, huh?
What did you say you cut out?
How do you think it's going with this new party leader?
I don't know. I think I'm still getting used to her.
There's a lot.
Yeah.
I don't know if I really trust her. Seems like some of her decisions are all over the place.
At least we know she cares about the mission?
Yeah, but she's just fine killing people willy-nilly, I guess? Anyway, we should get some rest.
Yeah.
All right. Anything done on the evening of the ship travel, or are we kind of zooming to back to Rachel?
If there is evening on the ship, then yes.
Yes, there is.
I'm going to try to slip to the captain's quarters.
Yeah, so eventually sometime during the evening the grate has been placed back on the stairwell, but there's no sheet over it. And like I said, it's not locked. You just lift it up and move through it. What do you do? Do you just stealth up through? Yeah, just describe to me how you're getting to the captain's quarters.
Yeah, I'm gonna stealth my way over to where they are.
Where they are? Sorry, who's they?
Where the captain's quarters are, sorry.
Okay, yeah, give me a stealth check to... The first part of it will just be the stealth to... Holy cow. Very good. Just the rowers nearest the grate. Let's see if anyone takes note of you. Yes, you kind of lift the grate up quietly, and you're a goblin, so you can kind of slip through a smaller than usual opening, and you kind of lower it down. You see these rowers just not even taking mind to you. Either they didn't hear you, or if they did hear it, They're not paying any mind. And you look out on the top of the deck, and their captain is not out there. Must be in the captain's quarters, perhaps.
Yep.
So you look behind you. The door's there. It's a nice stained glass window. It's kind of like 3 feet by 2 feet on the door. It's a nice big wooden oaken door.
Is the stained glass window illuminated, or is it
Yes,
dim?
so it is dark out. Not like dark vision needed. There's stars and moonlight and stuff, but it's kind of like dim light conditions. But yeah, you can tell that there's either a lantern or candle from inside providing some. It's not like a magical light bursting out. It's like a faint flickering light. Clearly, some candlelight or lantern light.
Is there a guard at the door?
No. There's actually no one on this aside from the 4 rowers on the back end of the ship. There's like no one near this door.
I think my plan will be to kind of lean and just lean like on something near the door. Just kind of stay hidden as best, or not lean, but like stay hidden as best as I can near the door,
There are a few
and watch
crates and
for the
barrels
light to
littered,
go out.
You know. How long do you want to wait before any change happens?
It doesn't matter. I will
Alright.
wait until it happens, or until like he leaves,
Yeah,
whichever comes first.
I'll give you increments of time, and you can tell me if anything changes on your actions. So yeah, the 10 minutes goes by, the light still flickers. 20 minutes, 40 minutes, an hour, the light's still flickering. Do you want to press an ear to the door, or do you want to hear if anything's going on inside, or do you want to just wait?
Nope, I'll just wait it out.
hiding? Okay. Another hour passes, the light still flickering, but it seems to be not as bright. It seems to like at first the whole window was kind of, because it was stained glass, so all the colors were kind of being shown, and now it kind of like the light has retreated in the room a bit. So it seems like
as if the candle is burning down to near its end.
Exactly.
So the fool probably left his candle on when he went to sleep.
Perhaps. But
Yeah, I'll wait it out.
yeah, another hour passes and the light again goes down a level. But still no movement through this door. You expect you will be to shore in the next 3 hours, by the way.
It's fine. I'll give it another hour at least.
Yeah, and it's about 45 minutes, and you will see the door open, and this dwarf kind of yawns, and he goes to the edge of the ship and starts relieving himself.
Okay. I want to try to slip inside.
Yeah, give me a stealth check. Ooh. Very nice. You slip behind the crates and boxes and slip inside the room. In the room, you see that there is as you guessed, a nearly melted candle on a big table with a map on it, and then there's another little door room that's left open. You can kind of peek in. You see it's a little cot with a bed on the table. If you're looking for the split second you're looking, you see just like the compass and all the nautical tools on a big map of the sea world, or not the sea world, but the ocean. It's a map focused with ocean instead of land mass, basically.
Looking largely for a book, a large book.
There are quite a few books. There's like a little bookshelf. There's not too many books, but the largest book is probably like, it's not that thick. It's like the thick of 2 of these books together, probably.
Okay.
Is the thickest book you can find.
Then yeah, I will nab it.
Yeah.
And then is he still relieving himself, or?
You can sort of hear chatter of him talking to some crewmates. He must be checking in on things. You probably have a good few minutes before he's back in here, you guess.
Yeah, I'm just gonna slip back out quickly.
Okay.
Ooh, that was a terrible roll.
Yeah, unfortunately, when you're slipping out, one of the crew members will kind of shift over and tap the captain and pointing at you.
Yeah, I'll try to lean up against the wall.
Yeah, the dwarf will kind of stomp over your direction. What are you
there
doing
you
out
are.
here at this hour? Shouldn't you be sleeping downstairs?
I'm not a night. I'm more of a night person than a day person. In fact, I got woken up by my sleep from, I don't know, was it pirates?
He kind of looks over to his open door, looks at you. You wouldn't be snooping around there, what are you?
Was hoping to get to talk to you, but it didn't seem like you were in.
Well, what is it you want? I'm here now.
Listen, we had a lot of work we had to do back there. And it'd be useful if you weren't just running around telling everybody you can about everything you hear and everything you see.
I don't know what you're getting at, but I'm gonna have to report we were attacked by pirates and we're not a military vessel. She's gonna need to explain how we survived.
You report to the Queen directly?
No.
Then why can't it be that your crew all got together and overthrew them?
Why would I lie?
Well, because at the end of the day, you're alive, and you wouldn't have been if not for us.
So you want me to lie? Why? What are you doing here? Who are you? Who are you really?
Let me ask you a question, a different question to answer your question. Do you want this vessel to be a war vessel?
Hey, no.
What do you think happens when supplies are needed in enemy lines? Do you think you'll keep moving your boat back and forth to ship these people here and there? Or do you think you're going to be starting to take civilians to the front line to die? Your business is going to dry up real fast if you got to cart all these people out to Maldonia and have your ship sink halfway there.
And how is lying to the queen about all this gonna stop that from happening?
There are things that can be done to help make it less advantageous for war to happen and more advantageous to business to continue as usual. And that's what we're here to do. We're trying to make sure the rest of the cities don't want this war.
Who's we? You and your little friends?
You ever heard of the Phoenix?
Yes, I've heard of that group on my travels. You saying you're with them?
You've heard they oppose the war, right?
Yes.
Well, I work alongside them. I want this war as little as they do. The first frontliners they're gonna have in the war, you know it, it's gonna be us. Every goblin loyal to the queen will be standing right out there in the front, getting punctured by every halberd that's on the enemy line. I don't want to be one of them.
All right, give me a diplomacy check.
Yeah.
Very good. All right. I'll tell a small lie for you.
Thank you. Any way I can pay you back for it? I know it's worth a little more than your life, maybe. I'm asking you to give 3 for 1, but I did save the rest of the crew.
No, you did. That's more than enough. Just stop sneaking around and causing more trouble.
I'll be out of your hair for the rest of the trip.
Why don't you give me a sense motive, as you seem to
Yeah, it's not. I'm good
agree
at
a
it.
little too much.
Yeah. I gotta go get it manually. Always show on.
He is a dwarf, so he doesn't have much charisma, so you can kind of tell he doesn't seem super bought in by your story. 1 second.
Well, that's concerning.
Sorry about that.
Quick question. When the captain woke up, did he remember attacking your ship?
I don't know. I haven't questioned him yet. He's been down below deck.
Oh, why don't we go question him real quick?
Why?
Would you mind?
Yeah, I would mind. He's to be brought to the officials in town, and he's going to be questioned. Well,
It's your ship.
He kind of catches himself. I didn't really think about that though, actually, because he might tell a different story than us. What are we going to do with him?
He's going to tell a different story than you. He doesn't remember us fighting him.
Oh, perfect then.
And you're going to forget a lot of things too if we're not going to work together.
Excuse me? You threatening me?
If we're not working together...
I told you, I'll tell you a stupid story.
Oh, now it's a stupid story.
I mean, it's a good story. He kind of strokes his beard.
I'm not here to try to hurt anybody if I can avoid it. But what I am saying is I have a bit of a problem if we're going to have a bit of a problem. I'm asking you something simple. I'm asking you to just say that you got lucky and your men managed to push him overboard on the way up. They undid the hooks. They did whatever it took. The captain got aboard. The rest of them didn't make it over because your team was industrious. You got the drop on him.
Even if I wanted to tell you a story, what about the crew? They all know what happened. They all gonna lie for you too?
Crew don't lie for me. The crew will say what you tell them to say.
Oh, half these people are contractors. They're not loyal to me.
Then why are they talking to the queen?
They're not talking to the queen, but if the queen's men start asking questions, what, are you going to guarantee everyone tells the same story?
And why don't you give them different names? If you think my story's bad, just give them 3 different names.
3 different names for what? For you?
David, James, Roy. Those are the 3 people that you saw that came aboard, saved your ship. They were humans. They were industrious.
He kind of motions to the crew. Everyone's seen you guys fight. They know you're all goblins. There's no changing that.
That's fair. Look, it's hard thinking of these things on the fly, okay? I didn't plan for this. I was more worried about your lives, and maybe I shouldn't have been.
No. I appreciate it. I'll do what I can, but I'm not losing my neck for you, so... Whatever the crew, the general thing that happened is your names. I won't give you your names, but your descriptions, everyone's gonna know. And if any of them overheard, I hope none of you have been saying your names out loud. And if any of the crew overheard them, I'll just put him out a report. I didn't remember your names and you disappeared after getting off the ship. So if any of the crew heard your names, you're gonna have to talk to them. I ain't doing that.
Works for me.
You have my word. You did save our necks, so I'll do that much for you.
I would appreciate it. Sorry for being belligerent, but I got things to be worried about. I don't want this war. I don't want all the people to die.
I understand, of course.
And I'll slink away.
Yeah.
Did he backtrack then on what he said? Went from "I won't tell" to "Well, I won't share your names."
So the general. Well, depending on if Waz shares the story with you, but out of character, yeah, he's essentially going to just give them general descriptions of you and then say he didn't get your names. But if any of the crew members overheard your names, have you guys been talking about your names, or when he asked for your names, if any of them remember, I'll make rolls and checks to see if anyone heard, kind of thing.
I don't think we would have shared our names.
No, we haven't been talking to many people, so.
Yeah, so it was just that one moment when he asked for your names above deck.
Yep.
And I believe you gave him like a short
right.
name, but then I think the rest of you said your names. But
I did.
so I'll just make checks to see if some people are nearby heard or remember. But yeah, that's the general deal that is set forth. And yeah, you can slink back below deck. Do you confer with the rest of the party at this moment, or?
Yeah, well, I'm not going to let them know what happened. I'm just going to
Okay.
take a look through the book that I got before I meet with them. I'm going to slip away a little bit somewhere unseen and see what I got out of this book.
Yeah, roll me a D100. Let's see what book you got.
Cool.
13 on the book table. Ooh, this is a strange tome you've caught here. It's written in some, or what languages? I guess I should look at your sheet. Languages.
Should all be correct?
Yeah, no, none of these languages are. The words on the cover mean nothing to you, but there is an emblem of a crown on the cover. You flip open the pages, and it's some language unknown to you.
Okay. I technically realized I have ranks in. I don't have enough languages, but I'll say that I can learn them later on. So I might try to use this book to learn the language if I can find a matching book, but I'll keep it for now. So
yeah, just in your general knowledge, this is clearly a unique book, so he may notice it's missing, but it's not just like a general book. It's clearly some sort of specific book.
But it's not uncommon?
No, that's why it's unique. Not to say he knows you took it, but...
No, but I mean, it'll be odd if he notices it's disappeared in between there. Damn. Yeah, I think I'll just leave it somewhere on the ship. I'll leave it on, I'll leave it tucked away, with some boxes. So maybe he just misplaced it or something like that.
All right, fair enough.
I would like to, though, take a couple of the words out of it. Maybe the title. Is there a title?
Yeah.
I'll write the title down on something.
Yeah,
so I can try to remember for it later.
It seems like it's a title and then a subtitle, clearly, by the way it's written. Since you have a lot of languages, also you can decipher things like that, but you don't know what it says.
Well, I can give it a linguistics to try to see if I know what the language at least is.
Oh, okay.
Let me roll it up, because I do have ranks in it.
Yeah, let me see what the DC is. Linguistics. You can decipher writing as unfamiliar language. The base DC is 20 for the simplest of messages, 25 for standard text, and 30 or higher for intricate, exotic, or very old writing. So this is clearly a DC 30, but I'll say with that check, you can clearly identify the language and some basics of the title, but you won't be able to decipher the writings. It is clearly written in, before I say it wrong, I want to double check. Yes, Necril.
Holy shit.
And the title of the book is The King, subtitle Unblushing Appraisal of the King.
Unblushing appraisal of king?
Of the King, yeah. And the main title is The Story, and then the subtitle is The Unblushing Appraisal of the King. So once you figure that out, are you still stowing the book away, or is this worth nabbing?
No, I don't. It's too risky because he literally saw me next to his open-doored room.
Sure. You can stash it away somewhere. And the ship continues. Anything else you guys want to do before you hit land? It is the evening time, so you guys would be sleeping unless you're staying up.
I'll stay up. I'm on my schedule, so.
Right.
Oh, sleeping.
All right. A few hours later, you guys hit land. And you can groggily wake up and get... there's a few carriages at the docks to bring you into town. And you can hit this hay quickly after to not interrupt your sleep, to not be fatigued in the morning if you want. Or you can stay up for the rest of the night if you want. You kind of get like...
I'm planning to stay up for the rest of the night, and I'll find some sleep in the morning.
You may stay up. There is no interrogation at the border inside. You're all part of this crew. They know about you. This is under the Queen's orders. So you guys are kind of like all ushered in as part of the same kind of group. And may go where you wish. But if there's nothing done in the evening, we can awaken in the morning. Back safe on land. Away from pirates. In your familiar city of Rachel. That I'm trying to bring up. There we go. A brand new day. You guys awaken. I'll just, for convenience, Waz, you can sleep in, fix your schedule up, and you all can convene around noon, as you guys had your own personal time just to hang out and collect yourselves, and you guys can kind of meet up for lunch. Yeah. And you guys can kind of meet up for lunchtime. Waz is just getting up, fixing their sleep schedule, and then the rest of you kind of meet up and talk about what you want to talk about, what your next plans are.
Captain shouldn't end up reporting us. I think I got that taken care of.
Thank you. We should probably update Gabby on our trip and interactions with Layla and everything.
Absolutely.
Anything we want to talk about before we see him?
Nothing I can think of.
You said I need to collaborate more, so is there anything you don't want me to say?
No, what I want to do is, if we're in a situation where...
You're speaking common or goblin?
Goblin.
Okay, yeah, when you say that, Riz kind of interrupts you. His, boss, why you talk like that? You don't have to take word from her.
Can you be quiet, please?
Oh, yes, boss.
Thank you.
I'm gonna try to ask in another language. I'm gonna try to figure out if they know giant, gnome, orcish, or undercommon. I want a language we can speak in that, like, the general public isn't gonna recognize, but also that they all have, that Riz isn't gonna also notice. But I'm gonna assume not.
I don't remember. I think I just have, like, common and goblin, but where do I have
Attributes? Yeah, you common and goblin.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh well. Well, common is probably easier than having to deal with him. Let's just keep volumes low, I guess.
As you guys switch languages, he'll pipe up again. Boss, why are you guys talking? I don't understand.
As I asked before, please be quiet.
Oh, sorry. He kind of looks down.
Can we give him up for adoption? I say that in common.
Yeah, I assume you've switched to common now.
I mean, I have another means of adopting. We could let Forno adopt him.
Jesus.
That's different.
Is it?
Yeah.
Forno loves all of her children.
Anyway.
Oh, by the way, those
What were we
monkey
talking
fishes
about?
are dead now.
Oh, bummer.
Yeah, they last until I get some rest, so...
I guess it's good at least that we didn't need it.
I'm glad we didn't need it. It's been terrifying.
Mm-hmm.
No, what I want us to do is just be on the same page a little better. I feel like that can be hard in the heat of the moment. And it just would have been useful if, rather than calling over the guards, we could have dealt with the situation first.
Okay.
So maybe we chat about it, and then we decide what we're going to do with them when that happens.
I get your point. That's why I asked if you want to talk about anything before we talk to Gabby.
Yeah, I don't think there's anything we need to keep from Gabby at this point. I'd hope Gabby's on our side.
Seems to be the case. I trust him more than most people.
Same. Well, should we go meet him? Do you want to wait till later? I'm up either way. Might as well bring Riz along as well.
Yeah, we can ask Gabby what to do with him.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll have him work in the mines or something.
Off to Gabby then.
All right, off to Gabby. Any input from Zoo on all this? Or are you kind of content with what the party's decided?
We sure we should bring him to Gabby?
What else would we do with him?
I mean, I did offer he can be adopted by Forno. I just don't feel like anywhere we leave him, he's going to be, not a liability.
Yeah.
He's not as well put together as you and I seem to be.
If you think it's fine.
I can't see Gabby doing anything bad.
It's more like, I guess if he can't understand us.
Right, and Gabby's been good at putting people in the right places, it seems like. So Gabby might have some more ideas for what to do with them. And from what I know of, Bissy's real big on helping out the lower races. It's part of why we're all here. Away then?
Yeah.
Yeah, you guys collect your things and you collect Riz and you bring him with you. You go through your secret passageways and you will find yourselves in front of Gabby.
Would you have told us about that book, by the way?
Not yet.
So once Gabby closes the door behind you, he looks surprised to see a new member of the party and just kind of shrugs and walks over to his side of the stone table, kind of sits down and says, "All right, how'd it go?"
You've got your end of the deal to make now. She took it. And I almost forgot. It was a good job we had Osrin there.
He almost forgot!
We dealt with a lot. There was some trolls that attacked the city. That's part of where this goblin came from.
Well, regardless.
Pirates. It's been busy.
Oh. Well, you got the job done. That's what matters. I'll let our people know that we're a go. So, how was bargaining with her? She accepted the terms? You had to pull out the daughter card, I assume, obviously?
Unfortunately.
Well,
thought maybe, heroes that show up with stealth, taking out trolls, and then disappearing without anybody knowing what the hell just happened, and the guards don't even remember what the hell just happened. You'd figure that'd be enough to sell her on how efficient we are, but guess not.
Oh, the city was attacked by trolls.
3 of them.
Yeah. Well, and this guy here.
Yeah, led by this guy.
What? He kind of looks over at the goblin. The goblin just looks on, not understanding.
He only speaks goblin.
Why is he here?
Good question. Was.
You guys are
So
pointing
he
to
knows-
Waz?
He knows the location of a giant that's in the northwest. I think it might be a good bargaining tool if we can manage to take it out at some point. Apparently, this giant has some kind of... goes by the name of... Thogar. And is apparently commanding these goblins to do various things.
Yeah, he'll kind of unroll a world map and he kind of says, well, now that we're talking about this, I guess I should let you warn you in case it matters to you all. This map he's showing you is updated. He kind of points to these red regions in Maldonia and he says, Bissy, through his networks of information, has let us know that the mountains in Maldonia have become treacherous, filled with organized camps of giants. And he kind of motions to the bluish areas. These areas have been confirmed inhabited by organized camps of goblins, orcs, and trolls that seem to be working with the giants. Seems like
It's an
there's
unusual pairing.
yeah, seems like there's something is going on. It seems like most of their activity is contained to the northern parts of the realm, so we're not too worried about it. Our mountains remain fine, as far as we can tell. Bissy has sent some preliminary scouts to the mountains south of Aldebaran. Noticed no organized camps of giants or anything like that. So the problem seems to be concentrated to the north. Above my pay grade. I'm not sure if Bissy's going to share that with... I believe he has some ties to the Queen in Geffen or something. I'm not sure if he will... I'm sure she already knows, and maybe this is where he even got his information. But anyways...
The problem is, this goblin isn't from all the way up there.
Yes, this is why I bring this up. This is worrisome. If you're mentioning... I guess we have not scouted that area of these mountains here. Kind of points. It must be from those mountains, right? Yes, I guess.
Hey, Goblin, about how many suns would you say it's been since you left the cave and went to that city?
Probably 8 suns past.
I'll convert. I'll translate.
So 8 suns is what he says. Between when he left the mountains and when he got there.
And he gave you the name of some giant. Yeah, it seems to follow the same
Thogar.
pattern. Perhaps the southern mountains are following a similar pattern up north. I'll relay this to Bissy. It shouldn't be any importance to you all, unless Bissy says so. But yes, this is very important details. Thank you.
Good. And then this guy needs to be dealt with appropriately. As part of the arrangement with the, with what's her name from Komodo? Layla.
What do you mean? She stipulated more to the deal?
She wanted him executed. I said that basically we would put him in a situation where he would essentially be so, but
Give me a
the
second.
idea is that if he fights with you.
1 second.
Push him away, Steve.
Did. It's what I do with everyone I'm in a relationship with. I push
Oh.
them away.
Something you need to tell me about you. and
Yeah,
John?
John. I'm sorry, Whitney. I don't know if you know this, but John is my GM.
And that's a relationship.
Yeah.
Gabby kind of shakes his
Sounds like-
head.
What's
I
happening?
lost myself for a moment. Sorry. What were you saying?
She was going to kill him, but I thought the information would be more useful to us if
It
we
is.
could get enough of it.
Bissy will want to know about this. He's very strict with his deals he makes, and this wasn't part of it. I'm sure he can accommodate. I know every time there's a modification to deals, he takes it quite seriously.
As long as the goblin isn't seen by her ever again, I don't think it's going to be any real issue.
Well, what exactly did you promise her? I know Bissy is a stickler for these things. He doesn't like going back on deals.
I believe it was along the lines of one way or another, he'll find his end.
Oh. He kind of notes it down, writing it down. Well, if you want, I can let Bissy know about all this and let him handle it. You guys have done more than enough. All right.
Did you mention the fugitive aspect?
Oh, yeah. Wait, you mean the boat thing?
Oh, no, I meant that Layla said in addition to her daughter being freed, she would have to not be considered a fugitive.
All right, thank you.
What was this?
That was one of the conditions.
Right.
Oh.
That Layla said she can't just be out of the prison. She needs to, be able to not be considered a fugitive and so she could not just end up back up there again.
And you promised this to her?
I didn't, but it was promised to her, yeah.
Now, no finger pointing. You're a group.
We weren't going to get anything accomplished otherwise. It was going to be a failure otherwise.
I know. There wasn't really any way around it.
Yes, I don't doubt it. I have to note these changes to the deal for Bissy. He'll want to know about these things, and he scribbles that down as well. Is there anything else?
Don't remember anything else.
Did you talk about the pirates?
But yeah, we've got a different thing unrelated to that.
Okay. One thing at a time. He rolls up
All
the
right.
scroll, puts it in a scroll case, and just tucks it away. All right. Oh, now that's done with. What about these pirates?
Pirates attacked the boat. We managed to save the boat, but unfortunately, the captain got really uppity about being in control of the boat, demanded our names. I gave him my bridge name. They gave them full names. The captain claims he's not going to tell the queen about it after some negotiation we had. But I feel a little bit of doubt that may be the case.
Well, I'm glad you decided to help. We don't want lives being lost just to conceal yourselves. We have people in place to help make his report perhaps misplaced before it reaches the Queen's ears, at least. Thanks for letting me know. I can get our people on it.
Thank you.
He looks around. Well, that's great. Good work, everyone. How are you liking your new roles? I know you're new to the party, have you all been... did everything work out nicely? Do you guys want to address anything while we're all together, or...
I feel like there's some growing pains. I know I can be a lot to deal with. Sometimes blunt, sometimes nice. Sometimes I feel a little all over the place. But at the end of the day, I think all of our goals are aligned. We all want what's best for the country, right?
He nods, looking for the rest of the party to nod.
I look over at Zoo and notice that she didn't shake her head.
Right? Okay. Is there like a... Are you just in this for you? Because if you are, I mean, I don't care. I just want to know.
I don't know. I guess I just know you guys are safe.
Are you not from the city?
No.
Oh! Where are you from?
Which direction was like around the mines?
Which mines? You could be from any...
The mine that they found me at, the one that we
Oh!
took back. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so there'd be some like hilly areas like over here, just outside of town. near the coast here.
North of here.
Oh. Interesting. Okay. You like it here? You like what you've been doing?
Most part, yeah.
What's the worst part? Maybe too dangerous?
For a little bit felt like it. But seems to be going down.
Okay. You can let me know if ever that changes. I want you to feel comfortable here. I know sometimes my methods may be unorthodox, but I have everybody's best interests at heart. Oh, that's all I got to say. What about you two? You want to tell me I'm a big jerk? Miss Bossy Pants over here I am?
Yeah, I mean, I didn't love the arguing with the captain, but it ended okay.
Yeah, I flew off the handle there a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
I'll try to keep that in check. I was tired though. I got woken up by being thrown off a box.
Yeah, and it's not ideal you having to miss sleep to keep an eye on this guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gabby, it would be great if you could help transition him to something else.
Yes, so we can take him off your hands and make sure he's appropriately dealt with. We'll get busy. We'll send the terms you said and see if Bissy has any creative solutions to. I know he probably wouldn't prefer to end the poor creature's life, but
Agreed.
I'm sure Bissy has a more creative solution. Well, I know you just got back, but you ready to hear about your next mission?
Already? Yeah, absolutely. I want to get back on my normal sleep schedule though first, if that's okay. But sure.
Of course, it's not a rush, but I figured since you're here, I would let you know your mission. There are two choices, or two things you could do for us, and I'll let you pick which you think is more interesting or more up your alleys. One is a heist, if you will. There is our agents have uncovered a tomb of sorts of a legendary warrior buried here ages ago, forgotten by time. But they hold some valuable relics that could help us. We, of course, will return these once the conflicts are over. But there's that. I won't go into details if you're not interested. There's either that or a more traditional smash and grab we need done in... you know.
Wait, where was
Do I know?
first?
What
Where
was
was
it?
the heist?
The tomb raiding will be it's close to the city. It's in the woods somewhere. He kind of just motions vaguely to the woods.
You said we would return them once the conflicts are over. So what would we be doing with them in the interim? What's the point taking?
Well, we use them for our purposes. Either yourselves can make use of them. If you can't make use of them, we can funnel it to our agents, who will...
Wait a minute. Where you just pointed to on the map? Didn't you send them there before?
Yes, I think you guys have done things in that general areas before. I doubt you would have come across. The tomb is well hidden.
And then the
It's-
other one was in I know? I
You
already
know. You know.
I don't know.
No,
I'm
he
asking
kind
about-
of he fingers puts a finger on the map to this location. It's called
Now I know.
Kind of face bombs.
I know.
It has a J in it. I was told J's are Jew, so Juno.
Yes, it's commonly mispronounced that way. Don't ask me. That's what they want it to be called.
That's weird.
Anyways, you won't be long
Comic is
there.
terrible.
You shouldn't be there long. There's a simple smash and grab. Political prisoner needs freeing. It will help gain some allies if we're able to free her.
I thought Chandra's mom was already set free and wasn't there to begin with.
I don't know who you're talking about, but
Sorry, must have spaced into a different body.
happens to the best of us.
So, you know who's in there?
Well, I'll give you the details of which one you decide. You don't have to decide now. You might want to talk about it as a party. But I believe it is a middle-aged man you're freeing.
Wait, the smash and grab is freeing a person?
Yeah, you're going to have to smash, break open his cell, and grab him and get him out.
What is he in there for?
Well, is this what you want to do? I don't want to waste time describing everything if you're not even doing it.
Well, we want to make sure we're on board with whatever it is. I mean, if this man is, like, heavily injured, it's a bad strategy for us because we can't exactly move him quickly.
No, he should be in, well, the last reports we got, which was a few weeks ago, he's in perfect health. Like I said, he's a political prisoner. It'd be foolish if they tortured or injured him. But yes, he's being framed. He hasn't done the things they claim he has. So he's not a
What
violent...
do you think is more important to the mission? And what's a better fit for us?
Well, you had a recent party change. You guys would know better than me, but I think you'd be better fit for the mission. The tomb requires a lot more, I don't know, you recently lost someone who's good with traps and such. There'll be many of those in there, that's for sure. Unless he looks at Waz, you are proficient with that now? Or?
Less on traps. I mean, I can, as long as they're not magical, maybe every once in a while, but...
Oh, they're definitely magical.
My only issue is that, I don't know, we don't really... You say smash, and I think, like, big, strong. We all are, like, doing acrobatic flips and shit like that.
No,
It's not really gonna break open a lock.
Strange you would think that. I thought you were an alchemist of some sort. So you will be assisted by chemical explosions to aid you.
Oh my god, are you kidding?
Yes, we've imported some. Apparently Bissy has gotten a good stock of these things.
Oh, are these gonna be some interesting new things to play with?
Yes, you would be operating them as you are. I heard you were some talented with the handling chemicals.
Yeah. Might need to practice up a little bit, though. But yeah.
Tomb raiding sounds kind of fun to me, but...
Yes, these aren't things that need to be done immediately, so take your time, don't rush. Think what I can give you some more basic details on them, or we can go into details on all of them if you want to make a more informed decision. I just didn't want to waste your time on things that you're not going to do. But I don't mind sitting here and talking about these things. Just ask me what you want to know, and I can give you more details that would help make up your decision.
I mean, I think what you've given me so far has me leaning towards, well, you know.
Oh, God.
See, this is exactly why I think we should do the first one.
You know, I think that's the wrong idea.
Osrin will turn and hit his head against a wall 3 times.
It's all made of stone here, but yeah, you can...
I'm not going to do it hard just to show
Yeah.
my irritation.
Yeah, of course.
Do you have any knowledge about what type of relics and what they would be used for?
Yes, of course.
How'd you know?
Would you stop that?
Did
All
you
right, I'll stop.
censor
That's all I was
him or
waiting for.
something?
There is a staff of life in there, a ring of return, and as he scrolls, or not scrolls, as he looks through his scrolls to look at the last item, there are getaway boots.
Getaway boats?
Boots on
Oh,
where
that
you wear
makes
on your
more
feet.
sense.
These three relics are said to be in this tomb from a legendary warrior of times past, and these will be very
They're
helpful.
Pretty well trapped.
Yes, there's no of mundane magical traps to protect the body of this person.
What does it mean again when a skill is crossed out?
You need to have ranks in it in order to use it.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I don't know if that would work the best because I don't think any of us would be able to be well prepared for the traps.
Yeah, of course, there's always contractors we could, if you're very interested in doing it, but it sounds like you're maybe not interested in it.
I mean, tomb raiding sounds fun, but I don't know about bringing in an outsider. Unless, is Bissy or Evron available? They want to join it?
One could wish they could easily make quick work of either of these tasks, but they are extremely busy. Their time is precious in these.
I just thought it would be fun.
Yes, their time is quite precious these days. It's I don't even think I've heard from Bissy directly in a long time. Mostly just middlemen and women relaying messages. It feels like the time is ticking. Feels like things are ramping up quickly. The final conflict. These things all will come to a head soon, I fear.
Yeah, that is the worry.
Anything you'd want to know about the mission? Or have you already decided, or did you want?
Are there not traps in the prison that we would have to get through?
No, you'll just have to. Like I said, you're smashing. There's no time to do this the diplomatic route. We need to make this quick. He is being held in the bottom of their tower. I'm told their tower is a wondrous creation in itself, but most of the protections are on the upper floors where they live. The lower area is their dungeons. There are mundane protections and magical protections, of course, to keep people imprisoned. But like I said, you're going through the wall. We know exactly which cell he's in. With these alchemical explosions, they should do the trick to destroy the wall and open a hole for him to get through. And then you just need to get out. It should be a very quick and easy thing. The protections...
Sneaky, is he?
Not at all. I would suggest you either have some means of magical movement to get far away immediately, if you have a scroll of teleportation, or perhaps you have made some wizard contacts that could just teleport you out. If not, Bissy, I'm sure, has a mage in his employ that has the access to teleport. Yeah, I would suggest that.
All right, I think we could do that.
Mm-hmm.
Sounds like that's more time sensitive anyway. So I would vote we do the
Yes, it must be done within the next few weeks for sure.
break.
I'm down.
Excellent. I can give you the
What about
blueprints.
Big?
Ah, yes.
Big agree.
Big barks in agreement.
I can
He
give
says
you...
yes.
Ah, excellent. He will be crucial. I can give you the blueprints so you guys can plan if you find a better spot to break him out of. Obviously, these are just the recommendations made by Bissy's people after reviewing the blueprints, but you, of course, can make your own choices. You'll be given 4 alchemical explosions. Only 2 are needed to destroy the stone enough to create a hole. 2 are backups or extras in case something happens that you need them. What else do you need to know? Oh yes, you should avoid going in the front door, and by all means you will not, unless you plan on murdering quite a few guards and going through some other protections. Blowing through the wall is the best choice. Or underground.
What's the person's name?
Ah yes, who is the person you're saving? He is a diplomat from... He kind of looks at the map. Amatsu. I believe this is Bissy's play to bring them into the fold. If we're able to retrieve this person. I believe he is a half-elf, and his name... As I look through he looks through his scrolls and his information. Favian. Half-elf. Middle-aged half-elf. You'll definitely be able to tell him he has silver hair. He's known for some dark-colored eyes, soft... He's been born with a silver spoon in his mouth. He's a soft-skinned person. He hasn't had to see the work of hard labor.
Make sure to touch his skin to.
No, I'm just saying you could tell at a glance that he has not had to have any rough labor worked upon him.
We assume then that we can't just teleport into the room, right?
No, there will be protections against that, but in fact, you shouldn't be able to teleport into the city precisely, but we have orchestrated that there will be near the outer wall where you're blowing up will be dispelled, so you can teleport out, but in will be impossible.
Very well.
And yes, that is a good point. It will only be dispelled for that day that you plan on going. So you need to let me know when you plan on going. If your plans change, you'll have to do something else than teleport, because they only can guarantee one day of it being dispelled.
So is somebody going to teleport us to outside of or? We should find transportation both ways.
Someone can get you close with teleport if you want to visit one of your contacts you can find, or we can consult Bissy if he has a mage available.
Well, I think overall it would be better to... that's a good thought. Let me think on this. That'll take some time.
Yes, make your preparations and plan. It is a fairly simple operation, but we need this executed perfectly. We need him alive. At all costs. Even at the cost of any of your lives.
Right.
So this may be a dangerous mission. Yuno is known for having powerful mages in their employ. So you want to make this quick and you don't want to be found.
All right.
I would suggest gearing yourselves with any anti-magic items you can. In the worst case that you are to do battle with any of these high-level mages. They most likely will deploy their deadliest of spells at you immediately if it's clear what's going on, that you're jailbreaking someone out. But that's worst case scenario. I would hope you were able to do this all undetected.
That is certainly the goal.
Yeah.
There has been some other thing I should bring to your attention. Like I said, you were to choose this mission over that other mission. The other mission, fortunately, ended in failure. Not due to the team we sent. Apparently, things that happened were unexplained. There must be a mole in our ranks.
Oh.
So Bissy, to weed this mole out, has given 3 other fake missions, and your mission as a 4th mission, to different parties who have this information. So unfortunately, if something goes awry in your mission that is unexplained, then the mole clearly is narrowed down to whoever knew about this specific mission. So, I would plan to confirm the details of this mission before you execute it, i.e., I would make sure this man is in the cell he's supposed to be in. Now, how you go about that, I'm not too sure. You may want to think of methods to detect someone or confirm he's beyond the wall.
How well does take to outsiders?
Not well. You don't want to disguise yourself among them. Well, you could, if you're good at disguises. And they do have a little... They speak Argarthian, but they have a little bit of an accent. So they may be able to tell you if you're not very charismatic, able to replicate these kind of tones in your voices. But yes, he is held behind a few feet of stone, so I don't know what detection spells. I know some are hampered by these things. So you may...
Sorry, we cut out for a minute.
Oh. Yeah, he just mentions that he's held behind, obviously, some stone walls, and that may hamper some detection spells. So you gotta be creative or figure out how to...
They have an accent, so if we tried to blend in, it probably wouldn't go well.
Well, mechanically, I think it's a bluff check to replicate accents or something. I have to double check the check. It's some charisma-based check, whether it's disguise or something.
So it wouldn't go well.
Well, unless you have charisma or look at buying an item that assists with that, or. But yeah, he's not suggesting that method since you guys are not busy, which he could do this easily, but yeah, of course, but. He's suggesting, you just get to the side of the building that you know he's in, blow it up, get him out. But yeah, he's...
Except we first have to make sure that he's where he's supposed to be.
Yeah, so yeah, out of character, he's wants you to confirm the details before you execute it, just to make sure... you could just gamble and be like, oh, our mission's fine. But it would be terrible if you blew up the wall, he's not in there, and there's mages waiting for you or some shit. He just wants you to be careful that you're not... But basically, if that does happen, they will confirm who the mole is, but...
I think we can do this.
Yes,
I think it would be best to work with a mage that, Bissy recommends for the teleportation.
Excellent. I will send word to Bissy.
That's my preference, at least. I don't know what you two think.
I'm not Ronald, but Ronald would have a different opinion.
Okay, so just say you're on board, and then we'll continue.
Yep.
Oh, yeah, excellent then. I will send word to Bissy, and he will recommend a mage. Out of character, Steve or someone wants to make a mage similar level to you, you can and run it for that mission. But yes, I'll send word. It'll probably take him a week to scrounge someone up and free someone up, so you have a week to plan for this. Or it needs to get done within the next 2 weeks, so whatever timeline you guys want to do, I'll leave it up to you to plan and execute this. And you can let me know if you require anything additional from me. If not, you guys should at least take the day to relax and recover your arcane powers, your fletch new arrows, sharpen your blades. Do what you need to do.
Will do.
Excellent. Is there anything else you guys want to discuss with Gabby while he's here?
Nothing that I got.
I think so.
Well, we are close to our time. But while I'm giving you guys some bonus XP here, is there anything you want to do or get on the record while you're getting ready for this? Anything you want to let me know to get ready for next session? Or?
Oh man, our next session's not for a while, right? It's the 3rd, is that right?
That would be the next session, yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I don't have anything that I can think of off the top of my head.
Same.
I feel like stuff will come to me as time goes on.
Yeah. But yeah, if there's anything else you guys want to get on the record before I close the stream out. If not,
No.
we can end there. GG's. Thanks for everyone who's watching. And
GG.
Good night.
good night.